Hey guys, I'm back with a rebalance or fill, whichever one you prefer. I have to talk over these videos because all the music I used that was free is now being copyrighted. So my videos are getting hit with copyright. So here we are. I prepped her nail with a 180 file. Did her cuticle prep with diamond bits and dehydrated, primed, and then I go in with a second application of primer right before I get ready to add the bead of acrylic. And here we are adding the second application of primer. And bead application. Just tucking it in by the cuticle and tucking the sidewalls, swiping down the existing nail so it doesn't run to a dry spot or a dry bubble. This is her third rebalance. I prefer to do rebalance. Well, if it is, my concept is if it is 4 weeks, it's a rebalance. Anything over that, it's a rebalance. If it is 2 to 3 weeks, it can be a fill. And this also depends on how fast um, the client's nails grow, because it depends on the client. The brush I'm using is the Young Nails size 9 from their acrylic kit. It's become one of my favorite brushes. And just clean the sidewalls. My videos will probably be coming out a lot slower now since I have to talk over all of that. I'm not here to talk over all of them. Anyway, I'm just primed and adding the acrylic bead. We're using Super Nails with Easy Flow Monomer, which is one of my favorites. If you have a HEMA allergy, I do not recommend because it does have HEMA in it. However, like I said in the previous video, I did my research, so the two are compatible together. And it's one of my favorites. It works great. It's not super expensive. It's pretty clear. What I recommend though, because a lot of people are Valentino, Young Nails, and don't get me wrong, I use Young Nails and Valentino. I like Young Nails better, but that's my preference. But if you wanted to try Super Nails, they only offer clear, pink, or white. They had some colors, but they suck. I'm gonna be honest with you. If those colors are something you guys would like to see, I can show you. I think I've used a few of them in previous videos down my page, but I can show you those colors. They're not great. Um, but anyway, you can get a trial kit from Sally's. It's probably going to be a little more expensive, or you can just go on IBD's website and change companies, because IBD and Super Nails have the same parent company, along with China Glaze, Easy Flow. I think it's Nail Tech or something like that. There's a few on there. They all share the same company, parent company. So you can go on their website and get it cheaper, possibly. I would check. They also had made some glittered acrylics, which I had swatched farther down my channel too as well. Glitterized or something like that. Those are pretty good. I like them. But I don't do a lot of encapsulation or permanent nail designs. Most people like to be able to change their design quick and easy, and they don't want to pay for the price of encapsulated designs, which is not very much more for me. The price really changes based on the length of nail and actual work for me, not so much what I'm adding, unless it's a crazy amount, like we're doing a full blinged out nail or we're doing some crazy artwork. Um, a good example would be like the mushroom crystal nails that I have posted. Um, not exactly sure where I'll insert a picture of those, but anyway, the price typically changes based on length, um, the difficulty of encapsulation, um, crazy designs, essentially time, because it has to be worth it for the both of us. It can't just be all worth it for the client. I would love it to be that way, but that would mean products would have to be super cheap, and we know that's not going to happen. So I do my best to keep prices down, as well as I do my best to keep them the same. If you get a silk off, the price will change because I have to charge for the silk off. Silk offs take a long time if you're saving the nail, which my goal is for you to be able to have your own nails, and we just overlay them in it. We continue that way. But we typically either start with a tip or sculpt it, which is my favorite personally. I prefer to sculpt. I used to pinch, but because time wise, I know everybody's time is important. I kind of stopped pinching, but that pinch that gives it that little bit of C, oh my God, it gives so much strength. And I hate that we don't do that as techs, especially for our clients that use their nails as tools. Right here, I'm just filing, um, debulking with a 5-in-1 extra fine. Now we're just finish filing the top with the 180. Please forgive me if I start talking about a topic and then go on to something else. I hope you guys are prepared for the holidays. It's typically a rough time for our family. Um, we lost some parents right before the holidays and right after the holidays. Now I'm going in with Whitney Nude Polish. It's a jelly. So it gets a little rough around the holiday time. So we just try to hold it together. So I hope everybody else's holiday is going fairly well. I bought a lot of things that I did not post videos for on here. But if you guys would like a tour of my nail room, just leave comments and I will give you a tour of my nail room. It's not the greatest, but it's fine. I put it together and I'm still working on making some changes to it. So that is that. It's similar to a nail suite. I typically require my clients to send me their photo at least a day in advance, their inspo, because I draw out their inspo on a sheet of paper so that I can record the video without having to reference the photo. Um, and because I want to know, I want to be able to tell you whether or not what you want is something I can do. I don't want to waste anyone's time by you walk in, this is what I want. You can't do that. And then you have to spend 20 minutes finding something different. I'd rather tell you that ahead of time so that we can find what you want. We are currently doing the French with her after the second coat of Whitney Nude. I try to do my French the same way, but it doesn't always work out. French is not a strong suit for me. I just do them the best I can. Um, I'm a little OCD, a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to designs and art, so it can get very tedious, which then becomes a whole nother issue trying to get it exact and perfect. Um, I'm not like all the other nail techs would tell you um, they should look like close sisters. I don't say that. They should at least look like cousins that you can tell are cousins. Now, as you go on and get better at doing them, then they probably will turn into sisters, but cousins is good enough for me. I apologize if you guys hear a dog or my husband in the background yelling at our dog. I'm currently doing the, as they call it, candy cane nail. I really enjoy doing nails. I really like the way people feel when their nails are done. And as I've said before in several videos, nails to me are like jewelry. They're accessories put on there. You can go as crazy or as wild as you want. However, that's not my deal. I'm not a junk nail girl. I prefer hand painting and canvas work. Like let's abstract, some 3D things, but junk nails are not my thing. The brush I'm using is the Orlay um, striper. Ooh, I bent it. Um, it's a great brush. It was $10. I ordered it online. It is a pen tip brush. They also have a short detailer. These are the first two brushes I actually ever invested in. My short detailer brush is a little wonky. I'm gonna have to work on that one, but they're great. The brushes you typically see me use are the Wistonia. Yeah, the berry ones. Um, those are the first cheap brushes I ever bought. And you hear so many texts say, invest in products, invest in brushes. The baby, I'm here to tell you, them Wistonia brushes have been with me since before I was licensed. And them bad boys get the job done. I think they were like $6 for the three of them. So I don't even want to hear none of that. I think it's a combo of the person, the product, and the brush. And my nail instructor explained to us, he was like, there's no bad product. Just whoever's using it may not know how to use it correctly. And I actually agreed with that. Now, there's products that I don't really care for, absolutely, but I don't call them bad products. Just like you hear so many people bad mouthing me a secret. I don't care. When I first used it, I didn't care for the clear. I feel like it yellows. Um, I don't really care for how the monomer works with it, but using a different monomer with it, I actually use it. I love their Cover Nude Blush. I also have their neutral or natural, whatever. I love it too. So I just think, and I did do my research with that to see which monomer would work better with it. Um, but I like it. The problem I have is I like to use different products, so sometimes it's a learning curve with the client all over again. And this is not my full time job, so that's a part of the reason why I'm not super fast and it's still 2 hours. Um, so that's one of the reasons why I tell people all the time that the time can be 2 hours. Just be prepared for that because I don't like to rush and I don't like to be rushed. Being rushed is how you end up cutting people, how you get crappy nails. Those are not things I want from my client. If you took the time to sit in my chair and trust me with your hands, I want you to leave with a product that we're both proud of. And I do understand that if the time's not right for you, I'm not mad at you. Find you a tech that works for you. I'm never mad at a client for deciding not to sit in my chair again because I'm not for everybody. Um, and if they decide that they only want to come see me for specific designs, I'm not mad at that either. I don't get mad when or you want to feel over a product that you get from somewhere else. Absolutely not. What you saw was me top coating those French, and then now I'm doing the snowflake. I just take a dotting tool and just scrape it up. And I believe that's the Westonia brush, one of the berry ones. This is the simplest snowflake you can make. And I'm just adding some snowdrops or snowballs, whichever one you prefer. I'm making a smaller snowflake right here. Same technique. I can do several different techniques of snowflakes, but sometimes it's just easier to keep it simple, especially if you're a person like me that takes forever, is what I consider. Um, and the suggestion I have for new techs is people keep talking about working on a practice hand is not the same as working on a human. That's not why you're using the practice hand. The practice hand is to get your consistency and application the same. That's what the practice hand is for, not to get you to be great at doing it on humans. Because nail beds are different, nail lengths are different, cuticles play a role in it. You don't have a cuticle on a practice hand. That's not what it's for. See ya. But yeah, people don't understand that. I keep hearing all this bad stuff about I'm tired of practicing on a practice hand. My concept is get you a product that's inexpensive. People say, well, if you're practicing with crappier product, then it's not going to be the same, blah, blah. You're going to make it harder for yourself. You want to be able to practice so that you can get faster if that is your goal. Using expensive product to practice will ruin you if you don't have a way to replenish it. And I get so sick of hearing texts tell people that, like, you might have a bunch of money, but most people starting out do not. So get you a cheap product. Read reviews about the product that you're buying, but get you a cheap product and use it strictly and solely for your practice hand. Every now and then whip out the product that you use on clients and practice then. But that way you're not going broke using expensive high quality product on a practice hand and then crying about it later because some nail tech that makes $5,000 a month doing nails told you not to. I wish we would stop giving crappy advice. Like, it's okay to find a product that's reasonably priced that may not be the highest quality to use to practice. We all start somewhere, and nobody wants to take what Valentino acrylic is about, what, $24 per 2 ounces, and then you have an 8 ounce bottle on monomer that's $30, $40. Nobody wants to be using that on a practice hand. Like, come on now, let's be for real. I'm not saying buy Savvyland or Model Ones because I don't really particularly care for those products. But like I said, I use Super Nails. You can try that. Me a Secret. A lot of people love that. Try that. It's pretty reasonable. Just get something that is decent. I'm not sure about my Cart Pro because I've never used it. But find something that you can practice with that isn't going to hurt your body. And right now I'm just going over the top of these stripes and that French with a non-white gel to adhere the glitter for sugaring. But I really wish we would be more honest with beginner nail techs because I felt like trash watching all of these people that I saw do nails talk about don't use crappy products. One of the products that they named was Me a Secret because it's going to make your life so much harder. Yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at the products that they're talking about using and you're like, well, guess what? I can't afford that. I can't afford that. So how am I supposed to get in practice if I can't even afford to buy the product? And then if I get a client, I've used up the expensive product on my practice hand and I can't afford to buy another one. What am I supposed to do? Get a loan from a client? I know I'm supposed to do your nails, but I don't have any product. Do you mind paying up front and coming back later once I get it? Like, what? That makes no sense. So I just get upset with a lot of us feeding people BS. And I bought 2 practice hands from iGel Beauty. I bought one off of Amazon, and the previous tips that I found to fit in my original hand, which is the one you guys see that has the like little skin around it torn up. We call her Jessica. um, we they didn't fit the other one, but I used what came with that. I ended up giving that hand to a coworker's daughter so she can play with it. Um, right here, you just see me dusting off the glitter. Um, and I bought the agile ones because they resemble the Jessica hand that I have with the pieces that fit. Although I ran into an issue where they didn't fit either. Some of them fit in just perfectly, and then some of them don't. So I don't understand. But you know, it is what it is. I bought some from my gel anyway. So I do recommend practice hands to people, even though they're getting a bad rep for it. It's not the same as practicing on a person. Not everybody's gonna have a person to practice on. And if you're not charging to practice on them, you're not going to be able to re-up your supply. So let's start being more realistic. Right here, you just see me cleaning up the side walls. If you guys have any other suggestions for video editing apps, I'm listening. Drop them in the comments because my poor little music sucks. And I don't do this to try and make, I'm not trying to build my channel to try and make money. I just enjoy doing this. Which is why I didn't want to talk, because I know some people hate when people talk. I'm one of those people. I like to watch videos where they're not talking. Just show me what you're doing. And that could be because I already kind of know, but I just prefer videos with less talking. If we're talking about products, then okay, that's fine. But like just doing nails, just let me see what you're doing. Now I'm adding the cuticle oil. I try to keep the oil away from the glitter because it will change the way it looks. So that's not what we want. We want it to stay looking sugary. I really don't like doing sugar nails. Just because I feel like you need to use a thicker gel, and I feel like sometimes that misshapes the nail. Because I feel like if you just use a regular top coat, it doesn't stick on well enough. So, but you guys can let me know what you think. And we are done with the set. And here are the beautiful nails.